Good evening, namaste, adab and sat sri akal. Very warm welcome to the Shruti Dutt show, to the 10 News viewers. Today I have with me two very experienced coaches and very wonderful people, and I'm really excited to have a discussion with them on women empowerment. So, both of them have had years and years of experience working in the corporate. Jagjit has been working for a long time with women and in different corporate sectors, and so has Sandeep. They have an immense lot of experience, and at this time of life, they have decided to convert their experiences and to become life coaches and to help empower women. What could be more wonderful than that? So yes, you're going to get a bouquet of flowers from 10 News for being such wonderful people.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So thank you for being on the show with us. And before I continue, I would first like you to introduce yourselves. So can we start with Jagjit? If we can go
Yeah,
by the ladies first.
yeah. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Shruti. So,
yes, Jagjit.
my name is Jagjit Kedi, and I stay in Delhi. I've been working with the top level executive in corporate world, and worked in groups like Pepsi, HCL, and Tata Group. And during my tenure with them, I grown myself and also met many successful women, and I could connect with them. So that is how I started coaching, and coaching comes reflexively to me, and that's how I started coaching. And now I'm a full-time coach, and I primarily coach women. And that's a small introduction about myself. I have been
That's
a
wonderful.
landmark seminar leader, and I think I've touched more than 2,000 lives so far, and it's
Yes.
a privilege to coach people and make a difference in their lives.
Yeah. For the benefit of the viewers, Landmark is an association where they train people to become life coaches. Am I right, Jagjeet? Could you
No, it's
throw some more
actually
light on that?
yeah. So Landmark Worldwide is an organization which works in the area of personal and professional development, where actually you come to know who you are and why you are the way you are. So like हम लोग बहुत मजाक करते थे कि जब भी कोई सेशन होता था तो हम बोलते थे मैं ऐसा क्यों. Remember
ऐसा
that
क्यों?
song?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So we used to tell people this is what you are going to learn. Why are you the way you are? Yeah. So it was a
Wonderful.
very interesting journey, yeah, and very enriching, and I've learned a lot from it.
Yes. And
Thank you.
Sandeep, can you just tell our viewers a little bit about
Uh,
yourself?
First of all, Shruti, a big thank
Yes.
you for inviting us. I'm very excited and happy. And a big
Thank you
hello
so
to
much for
all the
coming.
and a big hello to all the listeners. Well, my name is Sandeep Gupta. I did my CA in 79, and I started working as an organization development and a people development person. And what I'm doing today, that is, I'm coaching people to align their purpose, thoughts, and actions to position themselves for success and growth is a logical extension of what I've been doing for 40 years. And during these 40 years, well, I've worked with the Indians, I've worked abroad, I've worked with corporates, I've worked with teachers, professors, everyone, and helped them. And probably if you talk of numbers, obviously all I can say they'll be in thousands and thousands. And what I do, I use an integrative methodology that is an amalgamation of integrative mindfulness, brain science, uh, some bit of uh, management research, plus ancient wisdom, and plus the biggest thing, our day-to-day daily needs and requirements. So that's a
मतलब
little bit
आपने
about me.
मतलब आप कुछ नहीं छोड़ते हर चीज आप अलाइन कर देते हो that's
No,
really
it is
wonderful
not this, Shruti. Shruti, if you
but
see life,
yes
life is an amalgamation of various forces, of various
yes
energies, various
right
intelligences. अगर आप छोड़ देंगे, आपको रिजल्ट तो मिलेगा, but अधूरा मिलेगा. So the
perfect
object is to help people to transform completely. So that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I liked your point about purpose, thought, and action, because I also personally feel that if your purpose, thought, and action are in alignment, you naturally lead a very happy and good life. So वही थोड़ा सा हिल जाता है जिंदगी में, because sometimes parental pressures होते हैं ना, MBA कर ले बेटा, MBA कर ले. Yesterday somebody told me very interesting, this boy was like, MBA का full form क्या है? you know so it is something like any you know it.
No, I don't know it, so I'm curious. क्या है full form इसका?
Maybe it is something different from what we know.
It says माँ बाप की आशा या माँ बाप की वो आस्था कि वो कर लो.
ये बात
So,
तो बिल्कुल सही है.
बच्चे करना ना चाहे, माँ बाप चाहते हैं बेटा तू MBA तो कर ही ले, MBA तो कर ही ले. जैसे पहले होता था ना, इंजीनियर तो बन ही जा, डॉक्टर तो बन ही जा. आजकल MBS का यही हाल है. तो
Yeah.
lot of times a person wants to be an artist, a person wants to be the purpose, thought, and action when they're not in alignment. And especially for women, since we are talking about women empowerment, a lot of pressure comes from the parents and then the husbands and then the families. So they are not allowed to really, go into the field they really want to. At the most, उनको कहेगा अच्छा तूने कुछ करना है तो तू टीचर बन जा.
That is true.
Start teaching. Yeah. So I think society needs to come out of all this, and yes, if we can really empower the women's minds to go beyond and in a very cordial way stand up for themselves, which I believe you both have started a workshop to be able to empower women like that, and it's called Swavlamban. It is a little tongue twister for me, Swavlamban. But it's a beautiful name. And Jagdeep, I would like you to talk about how you came about this name first, and also how you came about teaming up with Sandeep ji to start this.
Okay, so as I mentioned that I've been working with women already, and so there was one instance where we met and we just started talking, and during that period, he came to know that my niche is women, and he always wanted to work in the area of women empowerment, and because our thought process, our ideology, our intentions, everything matched. It just gelled. So we just decided to work together, and that's how this teaming up and collaboration started. And as far as Swavlamban is concerned, like since it was connected to women, and I'm a very I would say I believe in God a lot. So I was I just thought about it and sat in my meditation, and whatever name came, I just chose that. And I shared it with Sandeep. He said, this is the perfect name. Because in Hindi, Swavlamban means independency, self-sufficiency, and freedom. And that is what we actually want women to experience. So it actually just, connected everything. So that's how we decided on this name. And we also use our tagline, which says connect, reclaim, and navigate life. So connect with your true self, connect with your true self, and reclaim. That means whatever is coming between you and your dreams, first be aware of them and then overcome them. And then navigate life with power and authenticity and become leaders in your personal life as well as your professional life. So that is the mission with which we have started, vision and mission, that we want to touch 10 million lives. And that is how Swavlamban started.
Yes, I'm sure it's a name from the universe, because itna beautiful naam to वही दे सकता है.
I know. I truly believe. I truly believe that.
So
Yeah.
really nice. So Sandeep ji, it's really nice. We normally have a lot of women talking about feminism, talking about women empowerment. But when we see men standing up for us, like especially the He for She movement and people like you who actually feel from the heart that this is an area which women need support in a very genuine kind of way, not in like just ऊपर से कि हाँ ठीक है करना चाहिए, but actually you are working with Jagjeet and you have created this workshop and you are out there to empower the women from their core, which is so interesting and so wonderful. So tell me, what got you deeply into this? Because when I spoke to you, I realized that it was quite a passion with you. You know, it was not just कि मैं कर रहा हूँ because जगजीत मिल गया, चलो उसके साथ भी कुछ कर लेता हूँ. It is something much beyond that.
It is not so.
Yes.
Right from my childhood, I've seen very strong women, educated, intelligent, full of wisdom, sacrificing their dreams, for the sake of the family or society's do's and don'ts. Take the case of my mother. She was a very good writer. I think it's around 1974, 75. I was in college. Daddy was posted in Gwalior. Mummy ने लिखना शुरू किया. उनके कुछ articles छप गए. And since she was writing good, she started getting invited to various festivals. And my dad, a very loving man, caring man, homely man, everything was there. But he just could not take it that his wife's popularity was becoming more than his. As a result, Mummy gave up her writing aspiration. Similarly, I've seen a lot of women, giving it up and probably being born a rebel. Right from the beginning, I've been rebelling against these do's and don'ts. So I think that made me question, ये क्यों करती हैं औरतें, ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर सकते? This is not fair. And yes, and in taboos की वजह से, I was waiting for a female partner to join me, and when Jagjit came in, and we gelled, like she said, in ideology, thought process, spirituality, we said, okay, here is the perfect balance of yin and yang. Because the male energy and the female energy, right, need to be balanced. Well, in a woman, the female energy is more. In a man, the male energy is more. But अभी तक क्या हो रहा था श्रुति? औरतें औरतों को गाइड कर रही थी, तो it was only feminine. आदमी आदमियों को गाइड कर रहे थे, it was all men. But in reality, all of us are a bundle of both the energies. So therefore we thought, okay, she brings her feminine energy, I bring my
wonderful
male energy.
So, yeah.
And both put together becomes a holistic package.
It's really lovely to have such kind of, support and have a, group like this. So I absolutely resonate with that, because my own mom, she was a very good sitarist and she had won All India championships as a sitarist just before she got married. But shadi ke baad, she remembers, she used to remember, that whenever she would pick up the sitar, my dad would say, "Sitar chhod de yaar, mere sir mein tel laga de." So that was the appreciation he gave after she got married. So till my grandfather was alive, he would listen to her sitar sometimes, short say. But unki death ke baad, she said she just gave up because rest of the family was, ठीक है यार, क्यों, you're wasting time. That kind of attitude they had. So, which is really sad, because I know, because after a huge gap, once I heard her play when I was about 16 years old, I insisted I wanted to hear her. And she was just as good as I think when she was at 18. So, it was a big loss, I feel, even now for the country. We lost a great sitarist because of that. Anyway, so अब हम स्वावलंबन के थ्रू ये इंश्योर करेंगे कि ऐसे जितने भी टैलेंटेड लोग हैं हमारे देश के, जितनी भी औरतें हैं, वो अपना गिव अप ना करें इंटरेस्ट, और वो आगे आए और शाइन करें हमारे देश के लिए, हम लोगों के लिए. एंड यू हैव your ambition is really huge. You talk about 10 million women you want to impact. And can you just throw a little bit of, have you made some kind of plan on how you're going to do that, and what's going to be your game plan? How do you get there, and how much time are you giving yourself for that?
Okay, do I take the question?
You can, sir.
Okay. Look, the first thing is, you educate one woman. You educate the entire family.
Absolutely.
She's the one, who nurtures. And generations are not brought up, they are nurtured.
Yes.
Right? So, okay. So one woman is equal to 5. And in population growth, it's always a geometric progression. 1, 5, 25, 125, 600 and something. It's not an arithmetic progression. So, okay, 10 million sounds to be a big number, but if we apply mathematics to it, geometric progression, बहुत बड़ा
Yes.
number नहीं है. Number
Yes.
2, आपने पूछा, the time period. We are giving ourselves 5 to 6 years to do it. Why? Because our plans are that every month we got to do a workshop. One would be free, one would be paid. And if people want to go further, then there'll be an intensive course which they could take separately.
Yes. I'm sure you will achieve your goals because आपने तो कहा one woman is equal to 5, but मैं तो कहती हूँ खालसों से कम नहीं होती हैं औरतें, 1000 के बराबर होती हैं. So जब आप ट्रेन एक को भी कर दोगे and she decides to impart the others, 10 million is not going to be far. And all the best for that. And I see that Anji and Puran are joining in and really appreciating our shows. So thank you, viewers, for having joined in. And let me tell you, Jagjit and Sandeep have joined in from Delhi, and I am doing the show from Rishikesh. And I would love it if you also put in the chat box where you are joining in from, so that we know who all our viewers are. So thank you so much for being with us. So in continuation of that, like I know that you've already conducted a Swavlamban workshop. And so I want you to just share like what kind of breakthroughs your people had, the women had, and what kind of tools did you use with them? If, something that would interest our viewers a lot also. How did you go about it? Like when a person, a woman like me probably, not me right now, but maybe a few years back, is all confused and doesn't know where she should be going, doing what she should be doing, and she comes to your workshop and she's like, she wants Swavlamban, right? But she doesn't know whether she will ever achieve it. So how do you go about, making sure that when she leaves the workshop, she's a new person?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking that question, Shruti. So before the workshop, we send them an assignment, which is a wheel of life, which has 12 different aspects of life. Different parts of our life, which actually holistically make our life. So different areas of our life, and what they are supposed to do is they're supposed to rate themselves on a scale of 0 to 10. As of now, where do they stand, and where do they want to reach?
Right.
And the gap in between, they have to actually internalize and reflect upon what is it that is coming in the way. What is stopping them from reaching from point A to point B? Right? And then during the workshop, we guide them, we actually give them tools to overcome that. So that is the one which they come with. And what we actually experienced and what what I felt during the workshop as well as in my coaching, the most important area women are dealing is self-confidence, self-doubt. When you said confusion, that also comes from self-doubt, right?
Yes.
So the very first day, the tools we use, all their doubts are cleared. They feel so much confident of their own self. And this was the first breakthrough. I think almost every woman who attended our workshop has watched that they had actually achieved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So this is how, because in our workshops, it is more of interaction and experiential. We use tools, we use exercises so that they actually experience the results there and then. And then they have those tools to carry with them wherever they get stuck. They can use those tools and go forward.
Right. So,
Shruti, can I add something to it?
Absolutely. Please do.
You see, the most interesting part is when the first day we ask say, let's say it's a crowd of 20 people. We'll say, how many sisters are here? 10 hands go up. How many mothers are here? 15 hands go up. How many friends are here? 20 hands go up. Right? Then we say, well, They're only 20, but it's a crowd. Why the hell don't you just go and leave all these relationships of yours outside the room? We want to talk to you, just you. We don't want to talk to the mother, to the sister, to the daughter, to the friend. So that is the first breakthrough the participants get. They say, oh, we are feeling so relieved. Never looked at it this way. Number two, values. All of us live by values. The question by whose values? Are your family's values are you living? Are you living by social values? Right? So we take them through that process. And then they realize that their values have got buried somewhere under the social values and the peer values and the family values. So जब वो discover करती हैं, that's another aha moment for them. So this is the way we take them forward for 4 days.
Yes. So because your own, deep inside you have your own belief systems and very strong values, which may be clashing with the family values. Or,
Yes.
Yes, I totally get that. So to try to connect them to that must be really very, very empowering, I'm sure. So, and also like what you said that, women, we are identified as mothers, sisters, wives, generally. So to leave all that outside and then think who you are, that really brings you down to the very basic, that who the hell am I? And what am I doing? And what is my purpose in life? And what actions should I take to live with my own purpose? Yes, I understand that. That must be such an interesting workshop, I'm sure. And I know that you have got a lot of good testimonials for your workshop. Sandeep ji, I'm a little bit curious about your yin and yang theory. I'm sure the viewers will also be interested since you mentioned that in the beginning. Could you elaborate a bit more about your ideas on yin and yang? And as a part of the women empowerment, how would you relate yin and yang to women empowerment?
I've already, referred to it in my introduction when I was talking about how did I come across it. Jagjit, we got to recognize that all of us, every human being has got both the male and the female energies, right? The social do's and don'ts, right? The males, Marlboro man. आदमी रोता नहीं है, लड़के रोते नहीं है, macho, right?
Right.
Or again, social do's and don'ts. You got to look feminine, you got to be in the kitchen, you got to do this, you cannot lift weight if you go to the gym, muscles aa jayengi, log hansenge, all that trash, right? And what has happened, under social pressure, a lot of women, and similarly a lot of men, right? वो सिर्फ अपनी एक एनर्जी को expand करते हैं या उसको unleash करते हैं. Now, I pose a situation for all the listeners. Imagine you are a woman, 100% feminine energies are in full bloom. Your male energies are very low. Male energies means aggression, standing up to fight, defending yourself, protecting your self-interest, right? They are very low. And someone who's very close to you, dear to you, that person is being attacked. What will you do? That is the time you've got to stand up and fight.
Stand up.
And protect.
Yes.
Right?
Bring out the yang. Yes.
Now, let's come to the male part. If there's only male energy working and the female energy, that's emotions, love, mutuality, nurturing, compassion, is not working in them, what's going to happen, Shruti? We men, believe me, will plunder the world, kill each other, make the world a ruthlessly competitive place, which we have done, unfortunately, in the 20th century, right? Therefore, in both situations, the men need the feminine energy and the women, they need the male energy. So we try to balance it out. We help them to balance it. We tell them that, look, by unleashing your male energy, you will not become any less feminine.
Okay.
On the contrary, you will become more effective and a more efficient feminine.
Yeah.
And then again, there are tools, we get them to score, their practices. So this is the concept behind the yin-yang balancing or the male-female balancing.
I think it's very important. I think you've just, hit the nail on the head that we, as human beings, we need to live a very balanced life, and yin and yang should be balanced in both women and men. हमारे इंडियन उसमें भी है ना अर्धनारीश्वर and all these concepts
Yes.
are there.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
Ardhanashri. Yeah.
so I think it really needs to be given a good thought. Thank you for bringing that up. It's really interesting. So I read somewhere, Jagjit, you've been saying something about women, helping women to accept things, and stay more happy once they have accepted. Now, what exactly do you mean by that? What sort of acceptance are you talking about, and how does it relate to, their ambition also in life? Like at one point you're saying they should be empowered, they should go for their dreams, and the other side you're saying they should learn to have acceptance. So can you just elaborate a bit on this?
Sure. Thank you for asking that question, Shruti. And Sandeep had already mentioned this in one of the answers he gave, that women all around, world around, have been living by these social and family values. They have been
Yes.
told to do certain things, not to do certain things, and because of that, they actually start accepting that. And they're trying to please everybody कि हमें यही करना है. This is what is expected of us,
Yeah,
right?
good girls झगड़ा नहीं करती ना,
हाँ.
because
So that is not acceptance. That is not acceptance. That is
right.
compromise. That is called
Okay.
reconciliation. You're just reconciling to the fact कि नहीं मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं सकती यहाँ पे. Yeah. But when we do this values exercise, and then they realize that these are not the values they want to live by. These are the imposed values which have been forced upon them by the society, peers, or the family. And when they realize those values, that they start accepting as their own values. And because their values help them in achieving their dreams, giving wings to their dreams. That is how it helps them in actually discovering themselves and whatever they want to have, ambitions, desires, aspirations, they are able to align that to those values. That is
Wonderful.
what we talk about acceptance.
Yeah. But won't that cause a kind of friction in the family? इतना ज़्यादा आप empower कर दोगे औरतों को तो झगड़े नहीं हो जाएंगे घरों में?
Okay, so I'll just give you another example.
How do you deal with that? Yeah.
Okay. अभी हम कोई सर्कल ड्रॉ करते हैं तो उसका एक सेंटर पॉइंट होता है. Yeah. So अभी the women are living as if the world around her, that is उसका अपना जो दुनिया है वो अंदर है and she is on the periphery. Yeah. Her world is inside and she's trying to please everybody there.
Right.
Yeah. But when she realizes that she is at the center, सारा world उसका जो है वो उसकी वजह से है. When she becomes the center of her own universe, her own world, and then she integrates that with her values, then there is no conflict because integration हो रहा है, disruption नहीं हो रहा है. So that is what we talk about when we said acceptance.
Okay. So nice. I think, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When the woman actually realizes that she is the central figure and she is the, what you can say, the heroine of her own life, the main
Yes.
person. So, and
yeah.
her story is in her hand. Like, in my own book also I've written Change Your Story Today. It's all about women, 7 women changing their stories, It's all about empowerment also. And how they change their lifestyles totally with the power of their mind, and they come out of the worst of situations. There's 7 wonderful stories in my book, and they're all based on true stories. So I'm all for women who stand up for themselves, who decide to get empowered, and also, like you, help other women get empowered. I think this is something we all need to do. And we all need to be a part of your mission to not just go to 10 million women, to go to many, many more women, whoever in fact needs us, you know.
Yes.
So we are the fortunate few who can, you know, discuss these things, talk about it, and we are at that place where we can really help a lot of people. So this is really lovely. So another thing I just wanted you to, you know, do for my viewers, Jagjit, I want to give them want you to give them some take backs from this show of ours, because I love doing that, so that they can, you know, think about certain things, especially the women who are watching. Since it's about women empowerment, what are the 3 or 5 things you would want them to remember?
Shruti, I'll
So
just butt in before Jagjit. I have to make a very important point. You talked of
Yes,
the
okay.
please.
excellence and the ambition, right? I would
Okay.
like to tell all the women that when they become the center, like Jagjit explained, right? Nothing changes externally.
Okay.
Yeah.
The change happens inside the women.
Yes.
So बाहर वालों को तो मालूम भी नहीं पड़ेगा. So they don't need to worry or be scared of that. It's her thought process, it's her reactionary process, it's her perception of looking at things which would change,
Okay.
right? And this we have seen in a number of cases.
Yeah.
On the contrary, उनकी जिंदगी बेहतर हो जाती है because that frustration, that disillusionment, everything goes out. That's all I
Okay.
wanted to say.
Yeah, and I would like
Thank.
to add to, I would like to add to that is, like, there are so many people, women who are very successful. Yeah. And but
Yes.
somewhere, you know, उनको फिर भी confusion रहता है, क्या मैं सब ठीक कर रही हूँ, मैं कुछ गलत तो नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं अपनी फैमिली को सैक्रिफाइस तो नहीं कर रही हूँ, फैमिली लाइफ, मैं उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को पूरी तरह
Yes.
से निभा पा रही हूँ कि नहीं. So all these, you know, kind of thoughts leads to guilt, sometimes make you feel frustrated कि मैं क्या क्या करूँ, you know.
Yes.
But when you are
Yeah.
transformed from inside, when you know that you are at the center and you are able to manage everything, balance out everything very beautifully, it actually gives you power to go extra miles, you know, achieve,
Yes.
you know, like you can touch the sky because there is no frustration, there's no disillusionment, there's no
Yeah.
unsatisfaction or dissatisfaction, you know. And
Yes.
you are taking
You
everybody
do.
along, you're taking everybody along,
Yes.
your family is aligned to it because you become that kind of a person.
Yes. And also, you know, on the other hand, sometimes I feel, of course, these days most of the women are working, but some women consciously don't want to work because they want to give quality time to the children, which I think is a very, very important thing to do, because future of our country depends on our children and how well they are taken care of by their mothers. So if
Yeah.
they have taken that decision of being a great mother, of giving you know, quality time and full time to their children, I would like to, you know, reach out to those mothers and tell them that they are doing the most wonderful job, and they should never feel that, you know, वो कुछ नहीं कर रही. Because I meet a lot of such girls who are giving time, and then people, you know, look down on them and say, अच्छा तुम कुछ नहीं कर रही. Are you're looking after kids at home, you're rearing them, you're looking after you're a homemaker. That's the biggest thing you can do, you know. So
Yeah.
if it is a conscious decision and you're in a position, so be very proud of that, you know, because we need more, you know, we need mothers who are devoted, and we need, you know, our next generation to be really taken care of, because we need great, capable leaders coming up for our country in the future. So even on that, like, it does not have to be always that you have to go out of the house and work. There are 100 umpteen things. Ab to online kaam itne ho gaye. You can do you know, whatever you want to do online, as well as take care of your family, as well as, so
Yeah.
balancing work and home is very important. And it is a difficult decision for women who are very, very talented sometimes, you know, because they have
Yeah.
big openings and they have to give up. Like a friend of mine, she was, you know, on the top management of International Monetary Fund. But when she had her daughter, she decided to give up her job and just stay home and look after her, which was a very big decision, I feel. But ऐसा भी करते हैं, and if it is with your values, it resonates with your purpose and your thoughts and your actions, it's absolutely fine to do that. And
Absolutely,
that itself is
absolutely.
empowerment. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. So that is what
yeah,
I wanted to say, that if it is your conscious decision
yes,
and it aligns with your purpose, values, purpose, thoughts, and actions, I mean, there's nothing which you should be, feeling guilty about or feeling any less about or lacking something. You are doing
absolutely.
great. The only thing is that you should be proud of yourself, whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes. Give your best to everything that you do.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
Jagjit, you are coming up with a lot of events and you have a great vision for the future. So, I would like you to, just tell our viewers what kind of events you're coming up with, where they can connect with you, and how do they, join your workshop. If you could just enlighten everybody on that.
Yeah, sure. So we are coming up with free masterclass this Sunday, which is on 20th of June from 10:30 to 12:30, and there's a link which I think I had requested if you could show that, and we have a 4-day workshop which is coming up on 24th of June. So it is 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th of June from 6:30 to 8:30, 2 hours every day, and we are also in conversation with an Australian company. And in the month of July, we will be doing a similar kind of workshop for women of Australia. So as of now, this is what we have, and we are also coming up with extensive program, which is an advanced course. And once we are ready with that, we will announce that. And would you like to add something else, Sandeep?
No, I
Sandeep ji,
think you
I
have
think
covered everything, Jagdish.
Sandeep ji, I don't know if the tech team can put up the link right now. If they can, I'm sure they'll try to do that. But if you would like to share your official number, with whoever is listening and would want to note it down, you can do that so that people can
Okay.
reach out to you. Yes.
Okay. I'll give you my number and Jagjit will give her number. You can reach out to us and we'll give you the Swavlamban email ID. It
Yes.
is Swavlamban21, SWAYLAMBAN 21 @gmail.com. And you could also look for this page on Facebook, Studio Swavlamban. You'll find it over
Nice.
there. Well, my number is 9810730653. Jagjit, your number?
So my number is 8800750020, and the Swavlamban is spelled as
All right.
SWAVLAMBAN, not Y. So by
Okay.
mistake, it was spelled as Y. So it is Swavlamban21 @gmail.com. That is the official email ID of Swavlamban. And you can also look up at the Studio Swavlamban page on Facebook and register through that also.
Thank you so much for that. And I'm sure the viewers who are interested must have noted it down. And I request you all to definitely connect with Jagjit and Sandeep. And also, if you know of women who would, benefit from their services, do connect them also to them. And thank you so much for this wonderful discussion and the show. And I hope your mission is successful, and I come back again on this show within a few months, and you tell me about the thousands of women who got back to you with their testimonials. So I would love to re-interview you very soon. So all the
Thank you so
best.
much. Thank you so much, Shruti, for inviting us to your show. It's been a privilege to have a conversation with you. It was very stimulating and very enriching. I hope people enjoyed it. And thank you so much once again. Yeah,
Thank you
Sandeep, would
so
you like
much.
to say something?
Yeah, I would like to say definitely, Shruti, namaste and thank you.
Namaste.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I'm not saying it because you're on the screen. Your energy is infectious. It was highly motivating. The entire session was beautifully hosted by you. At
Thank
least
you so
I
much.
loved it. And really, you're
Yeah.
one of the best hosts, with whom I've interacted. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
And
ऋषिकेश
thank
में एक
you,
बहुत
everyone,
अच्छी
for joining us.
ऋषिकेश में एक
Thank
बहुत
you.
अच्छी बात है, especially the foreigners, when they meet you, they do namaste. Because it's a yoga city, and I'm valuing my namaste much more after coming here, because Delhi, I think we use it less. So on that note, let's say bye-bye to our viewers, and hope to see you all again very soon, within a week's time, with another nice, inspiring show. And thank you to 10 News for these wonderful shows. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.